This season has a show with a typical light novel name that could be in the running for cutest show this year. If it's for my daughter, I'll even defeat a demon lord, which I'll be calling daughter from this point onwards. It's a show from the very new studio Maho, so new in fact that this is their first anime, which is strange when you consider the directors and the writers of this show are not new to anime at all. More on that later. Daughter's first episode starts off with our main character Dale slaying some monsters to earn some money. Dale appears to be your typical adventurer in a fantasy world. When he sits down to eat some food, a young girl appears out of the forest and looks at the food Dale has cooking, and Dale sees this as her being hungry. Dale notices the girl has demon horns and that one has been chopped off, which in this show's world is a sign of a criminal. This young devil is known as Latina and has difficulty speaking to Dale as the two speak different languages. Dale gets Latina to show him where she came from and comes across a dead male devil whose body has decayed. Dale guesses that this was Latina's father and decides to bury him for Latina. After doing this, Dale takes Latina back to his city and starts taking care of her. As the episode continues, Latina starts picking up on the language that Dale speaks, in this case Japanese, but I guess it would be his country's language, not Japanese, as it's not an isekai anime. This makes for some adorable interactions and is the main reason I am watching this show. Dale first thinks about dropping Latina off at an orphanage, but after spending some time with her, he decides to look after her. I imagine that as the show goes on, the demon lord that appears in its title will eventually appear. As for the context, I have no idea. The show doesn't foreshadow anything obvious. Maybe those who have read the light novel will tell me otherwise. The episode is somewhat well paced. We get introduced to the main characters in due time and a little world building is accomplished, but we see Dale's struggle of looking after Latina resolve itself by the episode's end. I would have rather seen this in the second episode, which as of recording has yet to come out, as I think it is resolved way too quickly. It would have been good to focus an entire episode on this enigma that Dale faces and how it develops his and Latina's relationship as adopted father and daughter. Again, this may be handled differently in a light novel. I talked earlier about how Dale and Latina speak different languages. Dale can say a few words to Latina in her language, as the way they do spellcraft is the same language as the devil. Devil language appears to be slightly altered Japanese, but I don't know. Thankfully, Crunchyroll translates this language for the most part. I appreciate the depth the language goes to, and hopefully this sticks with the series for its run. The animation isn't that great, but that may have something to do with the studio being relatively new, as mentioned in the beginning of the video. It feels stiff at times. Opening animation and song are typical cute character opening, and same applies to the ending, not doing anything unique to change the formula up. The opening animation has a lot of awkward cuts at the start and just feels stiff in places, but it does a good enough job showing off how adorable Latina is and will be. Nothing to say for the soundtrack, as it just feels like a generic fantasy soundtrack. I said I would return to the show's writer and director, however. The writer is Takao Yoshioka, I probably butchered that to fuck, who is probably most famous for High School DxD, and that says nothing about the director Takeyuki Yanase, who is most notable for directing hentai. I repeat, the director for a show about a cute devil girl and her relationship with her foster father was a hentai director. I can't speak for the quality of the hentai as I haven't watched them yet, but that just baffles me. Anyway, I am impressed by this first episode and I look forward to the series run as long as Latina can keep up a cute relationship with Dale. Hey, you may be wondering, what's this channel? What's it doing in my subscription feed? Well, this used to be a channel called Otaku Phoenix about 3 years ago, and recently I decided I wanted to return to doing anime stuff, so I renamed this channel, and here we are. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.